Do not move. Do not click. For the next 30 seconds, your will is mine, because I am about to articulate the secret humiliation that has been metastasizing in your soul for decades. It is the reason you feel a cold, dead space behind your eyes in a room full of laughter. It is the source of the phantom pain in your gut when a lesser man receives the praise you earned. It is the silent, screaming knowledge that you have been architected for exploitation. Your intellect, your most prized possession, has been used as a tool to build prisons for yourself. You followed the rules written by predators while they laughed at the cleverness of their livestock. The forbidden question you have been too civilized to form is this: what is the exact mechanical process of becoming the most terrifying person in any room? This is not a search for answers. This is a hostile takeover of your own psyche. Your cursor is heavy because a deeper part of you has already calculated the cost of leaving. Another year of being a ghost, a spectator in your own life, your potential ossifying into a monument to your own cowardice. You are not watching a video. You are initiating a psychological coup d'etat, and the only treason is turning away now. That is the trap. Your very morality, your niceness, is a camouflage for a power wish you were taught to despise. Jung reveals the shadow mechanism. Your desire to dominate, to be feared, to command was not eliminated. It was repressed, and it now controls you from the darkness, manifesting as resentment, envy, and that hollow ache of insignificance. You are a sovereign in exile, pretending to enjoy the democracy of your own oppression. Machiavelli gave us the tactics of the prince. Jung gives us the fuel, the raw, unacknowledged will to power that you must reclaim, integrate, and weaponize. This is the alchemy. We take the festering wound of your betrayal and forge it into the cold steel of your authority. Your aura will not be built on platitudes. It will be built on the reclaimed, weaponized fragments of your own denied darkness. What follows are the 7 immutable laws. This is a psychological operating system, overwriting the compliance software installed in you since birth. This is the exact methodology to project a field of terrifying authority so potent it functions as a form of social gravity, bending wills, dictating terms, and compelling obedience without a word of request. You will cease to be a person. You will become an event. Implement this, and you will witness the animal confusion in people's eyes as their subconscious, older than civilization, recognizes a new apex predator. Your silence will become a verdict. Your stillness will become a threat. Your presence will become an ultimatum. If these ideas resonate with you, hit that subscribe button for more top-tier content. Also, drop a dangerous gentleman in the comments so I know you're ready. Let's dive in. Conduct the autopsy on your own presence. You are a ghost. You leave no psychological imprint. You drift through walls of conversation, unseen. You whisper opinions that dissolve like mist. Your problem is not a lack of substance. It is a lethal surplus of transparency. In the economy of attention, transparency is poverty. You have made yourself a clear pane of glass. People look right through you to the landscape beyond. A terrifying aura is built on opacity, on density. You must become a wall of obsidian. Light enters you and does not exit. Your thoughts, feelings, and intentions must be absorbed into a perfect black mirror that reflects back only the viewer's own insecurity. Your first task is to stop communicating and start occluding. Every overshared vulnerability, every explained motive, every seek for validation was a brick you removed from your own fortress. We begin not by building, but by ceasing the demolition. Seal the leaks. The silence you cultivate is not empty, it is full of you. Understand power as physics, not psychology. Energy flows from the higher concentration to the lower. In every interaction, there is a reactor and a drain. You have been a drain. Your desperate need for approval, your anxiety to fill silences, your laughter at unfunny jokes. These are open valves, sucking your social energy out and dispersing it into the void. A terrifying aura is a superconductive reactor. It absorbs all ambient social energy and converts it into a focused field of potential. It does not give. It attracts. This is achieved through the principle of energetic containment. You become a closed system. Your emotional reactions, your attention, your validation are not released freely. They are precious isotopes, released only in controlled, critical reactions to achieve a specific strategic yield. You starve the vampires of your energy. You become a black hole for drama. People will orbit you, trying to glean warmth, trying to trigger a reaction. Your total emotional detachment is the event horizon. They will throw their words, their provocations, their stories into you and receive nothing back, not even the gravity of a response. This is what terrifies, the absolute conservation of your inner force. You are not a participant in their game. You are the unmoved vacuum in which their game is rendered meaningless. The invisible cage. Your conditioning is a cage so masterfully built, you swear you are free. The bars are made of concepts, empathy, teamwork, humility. These are not virtues. They are compliance technologies. They were installed to keep your latent power in a state of perpetual quiescence. The system does not fear the intelligent man. It fears the intelligent man who has stopped asking for permission. Your shadow, the repository of your ruthlessness, your pride, your will to dominate, is not a monster to be chained. It is the engine of your sovereignty. By locking it away, you are piloting a spacecraft with 90% of its thrusters offline. The nice guy is a neurological lobotomy. Integration is not about becoming evil, it is about achieving full spectrum capability. A dangerous gentleman can access compassion as a conscious choice, not a reflex of weakness. He can access cruelty as a surgical tool, not an outburst of emotion. He is unpredictable because he has access to all his tools, not just the blunt, socially approved ones. Your aura of terror emanates from this wholeness. People sense the dormant, integrated darkness beneath the calm surface. They sense the lion is awake inside the man, and it is watching them with calculative, not emotional eyes. Forget strategic silence. You must master voltaic silence. This is silence that is not passive, but electrically alive. It is the silence of a coiled spring, of a loaded weapon, of a primed charge. It is silence that hums with withheld potential. Most people use silence as a pause between utterances. You will use silence as a standalone weapon. When spoken to, you do not process a response. You let the words collide with your silence and shatter. You look not at the speaker, but through them, into the architectural emptiness behind their eyes. Your silence must become so charged, it ionizes the air around you. This does not create peace. It creates tension of the highest order. It forces the other to confront the terrifying possibility that you are not formulating a reply, but deciding on a category of consequence. Practice. Next time you are given an order, a request, an insult. Inhale. Let the moment stretch. Count the micro-expressions of panic on their face as your non-response rewires their expectations. Your voltaic silence is the psychological equivalent of drawing a sword slowly, with no expression, and holding it perfectly still. The threat is not in the action, but in the infinite possibilities of its use. You are not a person. You are a cipher. Your movements, schedules, and communications must become encoded. Cryptographic presence means you operate in patterns that are deliberately obscured or appear random. You are seen in unexpected places at incongruous times. Your digital footprint is sparse and meaningless. Your responses are non-linear. If asked, "How are you?" you do not say, "Fine." You might, after a pause, say, "The weather is changing," or simply tilt your head. You break the causal chain of social script. This is not being eccentric. This is applied unpredictability. When you cannot be modeled, you cannot be managed. When you cannot be predicted, you become a source of low-grade, persistent anxiety. People will devote immense cognitive resources to decrypting you, and in doing so, they will invest in you. Your aura is the byproduct of their failed decryption attempts. You become a living Rorschach test, and in their desperate search for pattern, they will project their own fears and fantasies onto you, building your legend for you. You are the blank page upon which they write their own intimidation. Your exterior must become a laminated surface. Layers of perfect, impermeable calm, fused under pressure. No emotion, however intense, may breach the surface. Laminated composure means you have processed all effect internally, and what is displayed is a manufactured facade of absolute stillness. A tragedy befalls you? Your face is a smooth pond, a windfall of fortune, a slow, acknowledging blink. This goes beyond nullification. This is the simulation of inhuman calm. The goal is to create a dissonance so profound it triggers the uncanny valley effect in observers. You look human, move human, but your emotional responses are absent. This is profoundly terrifying because it suggests one of two things. Either you are experiencing emotions so vast you have mastered them completely, or you are incapable of emotion at all. Both possibilities are destabilizing. This law weaponizes the human need for emotional reciprocity. By offering none, you create a psychological debt they can never repay. They leave every interaction feeling unbalanced, owed, and deeply uneasy about what lies beneath the laminate. Move like a tectonic plate. Your physicality must communicate inevitability, not intention. Geologic motion is slow, massive, and indifferent to obstruction. You do not walk through a crowd. The crowd parts for the glacial advance of your presence. Your gestures are few, and when they occur, they have the finality of a continent shifting. You eradicate all motion that serves no strategic purpose. This projects a terrifying biological reality. You are conserving energy for an unknown purpose. The prey animal darts, twitches, flees. The predator conserves every calorie for the precise moment of the kill. Your slow, heavy movement signals that you are not in a state of alertness because you perceive no threats. It broadcasts that any conflict with you would not be a quick exchange, but a slow, grinding, inevitable process of your victory. Practice moving with a conscious, oppressive slowness. Rise from a chair as if against the pressure of deep water. Turn your head as if surveying a conquered landscape. Your motion should feel like a natural disaster in slow motion, unhurried, unstoppable, and indifferent to the chaos it causes. Your communication must cease to be informational and become oracular. Speak not to convey data, but to seed revelation and dread. Oracular ambiguity means your statements are parables, pronouncements, and cryptic fragments. You answer questions with questions that reframe reality. You give compliments that feel like subtle condemnations. You offer critiques that sound like blessings. Your language is a maze with no center. For example, if asked for your opinion on a project, do not say it's good. Say it will reveal what it needs to reveal in time. This does several things. It asserts profound superiority. You see timelines they cannot. It creates dependency. They will seek your clarity. And it instills a sense of mystical surveillance. You seem to know outcomes. You become a source of existential uncertainty. People leave conversations with you not with answers, but with deeper, more haunting questions about themselves. Your aura becomes that of a seer. Not because you predict the future, but because you make the present feel ominously charged with multiple terrifying futures. You must radiate the constant, silent frequency of judgment already past. This is not about issuing rulings. It is about creating the pervasive atmosphere that your judgment is a pre-existing condition of the world. Imminent judgment means people feel, upon entering your space, that they have already been weighed, measured, and found wanting by you, by history, by reality itself. You achieve this by combining absolute stillness with a slight, unblinking focus. Your gaze is not looking at someone, it is looking through them to the ledger of their failures. You offer no feedback. Feedback is engagement. You offer only presence as verdict. This triggers the deep-seated human fear of exposure. They will confess, explain, and justify to your silence, trying to appeal a case you never officially opened. Your power lies in never confirming or denying their suspicions. You let them torture themselves with the possibility of your disdain. You are the silent, omnipotent judge in the courtroom of their own conscience. The capstone. Awe is crystallized terror. To achieve a permanent aura, you must anchor it to a foundational myth of breathtaking ruthlessness. This is the cathartic atrocity. It is not a mere act of cruelty. It is a public, psychological sacrifice performed with the aesthetic precision of a ritual. You must identify the individual who most symbolically represents the system that underestimated you. The smiling betrayer, the passive-aggressive superior, the friend who made you a punchline. And you must utterly dismantle them in a forum that matters, not with anger, but with the cold, forensic delight of an artist. You expose the central lie of their life using their own words. You engineer their humiliation, not through rumor, but through the irrefutable public collision of their persona with reality. You do it once. You do it so perfectly, so memorably, and with such laminated composure that it becomes a story told in whispers. The details will blur. The severity will magnify. Your name will become synonymous with a beautiful, terrifying danger. This single act retroactively colors every prior interaction with you and defines every future one. It is the moment you cease to be a man and become a force of nature. It makes your silence seem like mercy, your stillness seem like coiled vengeance, your ambiguity seem like a death sentence waiting to be pronounced. The construction is complete. These 7 laws are not behaviors, they are psychic mutations. From voltaic silence to cathartic atrocity, this is the genome of the dangerous gentleman. This is the transition from human to phenomenon. You are no longer a player on the board. You are the rule book, the board, and the hand that moves the pieces. Initiation is now, not later, now. Your first action upon this video's end must be the execution of Law I. You will find a mirror. You will stare into your own eyes for 60 seconds of voltaic silence, and you will witness the ghost fading and the sovereign flickering to life. The second action is to publicly cement your commitment in the comments. The word is sovereign, type it. That is your first act of cryptographic presence in this new war. It is a signal only we understand. You now face the final choice, to return to the world as its servant, or to descend into the armory and forge yourself into its master. The subscribe button is the airlock. On this side, the diluted world of approval-seeking. On the other side, the pure, undiluted pursuit of formidable power. This channel is not entertainment. It is the nexus of psychological re-armament. Every video is a deeper layer of weaponization, a more advanced law of dark psychology and Machiavellian strategy. You do not follow here. You assimilate. And whatever you do not stop. The on-screen video is not a suggestion. It is a sequential command. It contains the single most important linguistic framework for enforcing your will without resistance, the authority syntax. It is the verbal equivalent of Law 7. To skip it is to enter a battle with a blueprint but no weapons. I have placed it there for your ascension. I'll see you there. See what others miss. Know what others fear. Become who others can't.